Hey YouTube, today we're going to be doing something a little bit differently. Now this is one of my Twitch streams in which I decided to go ahead and stream Animal Crossing. On my Twitch channel, I have a specific redemption where someone can go ahead and redeem this item, and it means that I get to go ahead and take an image from this person and try my best to go ahead and terraform that into my island. Why would I do this? Why wouldn't you do this if you knew how to? In which case, this is my power. This is my skill set. It's something that I just know how to do, or at least, I don't know. It's not anything that's too difficult. You just have to be kind of a little bit organized, or at least know how to organize things and just follow directions, draw within the lines, so to speak. But the way that I discovered that I can go and do this is just that, like many of you, I too was playing Animal Crossing in the pandemic, because what else were you gonna do? And the thing is, it's a cool game. Like, I totally get it. I understand it, and I'm not surprised that people are still playing. It's good content. I don't mean like content as far as like stuff to make video with, but it's good game content to just play as a player. But pretty much when you were playing around that time when everyone was excited about it, like, it was really cool that everyone was kind of going towards the end at their own pace, but it was like a nice thing. But then came the question, okay, what do you do at the end? Most people who kept playing, they were just working on their island. They were just trying to make it look as nice as possible, but then what is nice? And then some people were clever and they thought, okay, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and pick a specific theme, and let's go ahead and make our island around that theme, and we're just gonna have something super awesome, super cool. You know what? The people who could go ahead and do that, bravo to you. That is super awesome. It's not specifically what I wanted to do. Like, what? I don't know, like, it does seem like a cool thing, but I didn't feel like that was something that I could go ahead and do. Just because it almost felt like me looking at their designs, it's like I could never do something that good. Like, I can, but it's gonna take a good amount of time, and I don't know. So pretty much I wanted to think and see, realistically, what can I do? And at some point, I don't remember exactly where I saw it, but it got circulated around the internet that someone had made their island look like Danny Devito, in which case, 1, legendary. 2, how'd they do that? And then, just kind of like looking into it a little bit, and then just knowing what I know about Photoshop, and it kind of reminded me of the Obama Hope poster. I think it's a Hope poster, right? Where it's kind of a simple, it's an image, but it's condensed into like, 3 or 4 separate colors, and someone made that. So I was just thinking about, okay, so how could I go ahead and do that for myself? And I kind of figured it out through Photoshop. It's through a process called indexing colors, where you can kind of flatten everything out to specific number of shades. I had to find a picture that I wanted to go ahead and use, and then it kind of hit me at that point. Yeah, I could go ahead and get like any sort of famous person's photo or something, but I need to leave my signature on my island. And then it hit me. You know what? Let me go ahead and I'm just gonna go ahead and put my face on here. Why would anyone want to make their island into their face? Oi, tell me, why wouldn't you? It is the ultimate, like, I didn't really copy this from anyone. This is my face. You can kind of see my face, and if you didn't know me at all, and like you just stumbled onto my island somehow, I don't know how you would, but if you did, my face is there. All of a sudden, you know who this island belongs to. But anyways, that was the idea. But by the time that I tried to go ahead and do that, well, one, I succeeded. I absolutely succeeded. But at the time, I wasn't making any content. I wasn't streaming on Twitch. I wasn't making any sort of content on YouTube. But I know that I had to go ahead and make some sort of video for it. But seeing as I didn't record anything then, what happened afterwards is that on Twitch, I made that a redemption item that if someone gains enough points and decides to go ahead and use that towards this redemption, I'll allow them to go ahead and give me an image, and I'm gonna go ahead and do my best to go ahead and pretty much clean out my island and terraform according to whatever that image was. You know, I'll do my best, but so far it's proven to work out pretty good. And that in itself was a few streams to go ahead and complete. In which case, at the top left, that's the image of what essentially I was trying to go ahead and follow. But first I had to go ahead and actually break down the island, because when I got there, my face was there, which, as lovely as it is, I had to actually get rid of it to go ahead and make, you know, the new design. So what we're watching right now is actually that first stream where the breakdown happened. So I'm actually playing footage of the stream backwards at essentially 10x speed, just because my streams are typically 3 hours long, and it took the whole stream to just break everything down. And that's the part that's the easiest out of all of this. It takes a good amount longer to actually build it up, just because you have to be really careful. You just don't want to mess up. So you have to go for accuracy where possible, where and when possible, just to make sure you don't screw up, because if you screw up just on one pixel and all of a sudden you have like a whole row or a whole section completely off. So what do you do at that point? You get your handy dandy eraser and then you start erasing. No, I'm kidding. That doesn't exist. That's not a real thing in Animal Crossing. If you screw up, you gotta go back. You gotta go back and either redo the whole thing, or not the whole thing, but redo that whole section. Or if you have the eye for it, you know, go ahead and figure out what the difference is between the design and what you have and work accordingly. But I mean, just kind of looking at the screen right now, I mean, you can see that a lot of the ground sort of blends together. It's not always easy to just see exactly what's going on. So I would say that this is one of those things that takes time to go ahead and do, and it's tedious. Like, it really is. I can't see this being something that a lot of people would want to go ahead and do. However, the positives of this is that, I mean, once you're done, and that's what it looks like. And you can go ahead and share the dream address with others so that they can go ahead and see what it is that you did. But again, this is sort of one of those tedious things where, I mean, you're kind of going over the same motions over and over again, as long as you're not reaching any specific sort of lines. You know, if you're just filling things in, that's the tedious part. That part isn't bad, and you know, it goes by a little bit quicker than the rest, as long as you don't overshoot anything. And also keep in mind, don't ever trap yourself anywhere. If you're putting yourself inside of a hole, make sure that it's okay for you to get out of it, because if it's supposed to be completely filled, then you're wrong and you need to go ahead and find a way to shovel your way out. And for those who are curious, as far as my Twitch streams, they're typically on Tuesdays and Thursdays around 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, if you're interested in joining. I don't really have Animal Crossing streams, but they are a possibility with this kind of redemption. You know, it could happen at any time, as long as there's enough points to go towards it. It's quite a few points, but it literally has happened. Although I kind of have been thinking about if I wanted to go and make another Animal Crossing stream, or maybe if even I just recorded something specifically for YouTube. I feel like it probably works better as a stream than going to YouTube. But anyways, I've been thinking about what sort of design would I want to go ahead and do, and I feel like maybe something with Pokemon would be super awesome, but then definitely, especially with the rise of Dogecoin, because that was a thing. It's not really rising as much anymore, but it's still a meme-worthy design just to go ahead and have the Dogecoin sign, or you know, like the symbol, the Shibu, the dog, the Doge dog. To go ahead and have that, I don't know if I can go ahead and get it within the resolution, but I feel like it should be possible. So I don't know, that's an idea that I've had as far as something that I'd like to go ahead and do maybe, but I don't know. I think that's why this has become a redemption item for the stream, because I mean, I could probably think about ideas left and right, but do I want to go through with all these ideas? Probably not. However, if I'm not in the idea process alone, you know, it's kind of fun. No lies, it's kind of fun just because, you know, slowly but surely this does start becoming something, you know, because when anyone starts playing Animal Crossing, you know, what does the map look like for your island? You know, it looks like geography, it looks like landscapes, like not much of it, but I mean, it's something. You've got ups and downs, you got rivers, you got it all. But then at the moment where your island starts looking like literally something, you know, imagine if you own Jurassic Park, you know, you have this island, sparing no expense. You got all these dinosaurs on this island, but then if you get on your chopper, you try leaving, or you try arriving, and then from a bird's eye point of view, you kind of look down and you see, there it is. And it actually looks like something. It's kind of like that. But anyways, we're starting to get kind of close, a little bit close to the end. But as far as Animal Crossing, terraforming, and islands, have you yourself made any sort of designs, or, you know, have you had any sort of ideas for what you would do? If you had this kind of power, what would you make? Let me know in the comments. I'm super curious to go ahead and hear what kind of ideas all y'all might have. But I think it kind of goes without saying, as far as the idea of making my face and putting it onto the island, how did that actually make me feel at the end? Because, you know, I would see it day in and day out for quite some time. Like, it lasted there 4 months before I actually changed it to, or, you know, pretty much before I broke it down here. But every time I played, like, I just laughed. I was legitimately having a good time just thinking about this. Like literally my thought was, who does this? Knowing the answer, which was very well, oh, it's me. I do this. Oh man, and then now if you look at the mini-map, that sporadically goes away and stays on screen. Oh, you can't see it now. Okay. Go away. All right. I mean, it absolutely is looking like me. Oh, there we go. The island of Beefy Chop. Also, that is my island, Beefy Chop. What two words can I put together that kind of make me laugh a little bit? It means nothing, but you know what? A Beefy Chop. That is my island. Rejoice. Oh, we're getting down to it. Just gotta get down to the chinny chins of the chins. But this is just about towards the end of the whole design. But what did you think about this? And do you like the Animal Crossing content? Let me know so that I can see if maybe this is a thing that I'll go ahead and put more effort towards as far as like bringing to YouTube. But otherwise, if you watch this whole thing, thank you so much. I super appreciate it. You didn't have to spend your time looking at my face becoming a real thing, yet you did. You're awesome, and otherwise, I'll see you at the next video. Bye.